order, and I have to do a roll call, right?
Yes. Yep.
Jan, just say present.
Yes.
Kristen,
Present. Present.
Ken,
Present.
Paul,
Present.
Justin,
Present.
Colleen,
Present.
Sandy,
Present.
and so Jack is the only one that's absent. Okay, we have two guests this evening, William Blake and Amy Berry. And is Amy a jerk? She can be real quick. Like, we
Yeah,
just,
I laid some of the documents out with the before and afters.
so rather than make you wait, because I think yours might be a little bit longer, is that okay?
Yeah.
Just for us to do a quick, and then, or do you want to ask our questions before, and then have
No,
us go
really
vote?
just, hi Amy, we've never met
Nice to
before.
meet you.
Just invited her here to share with us the latest documents that have been preserved, and I think she's been giving some thought to what her next documents are going to be, and maybe just introduce herself.
I'm Amy Berry. Yeah, sorry. Hi, Amy Berry, the clerk, and I worked with Green Dragon to do some of the valuation books. They were very old, some 1737, and they turned out great. They did a lot of steaming to get some of the stains out, and then they ironed the documents and patched them, and they turned out really great. You can still see some of the pencil that when I took it into them, you can still see it. So nothing was damaged, it was only repaired. And so I do have some of the befores, and then you can see the document after.
Okay.
Are you going to let them hang out here, or are you taking them with you when you
She's
leave?
got to take.
I'm gonna take them with me.
Can we
Why
walk
don't we
around
all
and look
just-
at
But
them?
we are-
Security
Can I,
guard out
can I
the
go
door.
look? I'm going to go.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
we're all
fine.
good.
One
We
at a
also,
time.
we also think about
But they're
sharing
always
it with online
available
people, too.
in the vault if you
And if
wanna see
there's,
them.
when we get finished looking, if there are one or two that you can handle, and like, I don't know where you put it, where people can see it,
Sure.
that
Oh,
are,
you mean like on
just
the
like,
camera?
On the camera,
like
yeah.
a,
Just because it's open to the
yeah.
public and you've got a few.
And Amy, I don't know if you've given thought to what you want to do next. Do you still have money left?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that money. There's a couple other documents similar to this, so I just need to figure out if financially those will work.
Okay.
And I can give you a report about those.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. I want to check them out.
and that would be, you know, if it's not enough, you don't have enough funds, then just do that.
Oh,
And
okay,
we'd never, this
okay,
is the second or third round.
okay.
The handwriting is your handwriting look like that?
I
Are we going to keep it
wish.
consistent?
Yeah, I wish.
What do you think? That's a dying
I know, but
art.
that's
I know.
dying, yeah.
Okay,
I don't
I see where
time.
you're
I don't time.
Yeah, what is it? It's pretty, what's going on here?
So just so you guys at home know, it's really cool.
Can you read cursive?
Yes, I can. Me too. I was taught how to.
The camera did automatically pan over to them too as you guys were over there making noise. So we got at least a little bit of a view.
Where would it be, like on
The cameras are back there,
Yeah.
So
There's
you
all
can
these
see-
cameras. I
so
don't
you
know
can
if we
see
just-
one that's pointed down towards the, yep.
That's a high-tech room now.
And these just are stored in the vault
Yeah,
here.
it's temperature controlled in there and it will be flat, so it's a good spot for us to lay there.
Better than the Louvre.
Yeah.
Really.
Is there any times when you actually go back and look at these, other than for historical reasons?
So, I'm not sure about these documents, but I do know like some of the birth records look like that, and you use
Right.
those, and they had just written on the birth records, like, they would have the family name, and you'd have to search that, and it was nice that they were redone, because it's a lot easier to read for people doing genealogy.
Yep.
Thank you for bringing those in. Very cool to
Thank
look
you.
at.
Yeah, they turned out great, I think.
So can you guys on the camera see? Were you able to see?
Thumbs up.
We were able to see to the extent that the camera can pick it up.
The fine
Yeah.
details, but at least you could get a pretty
Yeah.
good idea, because some of them are quite big.
Yeah, they were kind of fused together. You can see some of the stains on there. And so I wasn't sure when I took them there, but they steamed them and,
It's amazing what they can do.
yeah,
Because it's
It's
cotton, I
impressive.
mean, it's not
Well,
paper.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you can, yeah.
yeah. And
do
it's
really-
hand done, like.
Or
they-
Pretty cool, actually.
It's like when you do blank course, everything has to be on.
Okay, so if you and Paul want to stay in touch that, because January-ish, we're going to have a new round for applications.
Okay.
So if you think you might need, if you have more projects that you think will exceed the dollars we have left,
Okay.
we can do another warrant article and do that in May.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you for
Very
coming.
nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
thank you for having me. And these are available, they're public, so I have them. Don't-
Great. Thank you. Amy's been very, very easy to work with. I've
Absolutely.
enjoyed
Well, thank
working
you.
with her very much.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
You too.
Good night. Okay, now, so William Blake, the Assistant Town Administrator, is going to talk to us about the website. Or the application.
The application being integrated into the website.
So if you want to lead the conversation, because you've worked with them on this.
So, yes, the committee was talking about this a while back to make it so the application, rather than the PDF that can sometimes get formatted funny depending on who's filling it out and whose computer, whatever. William worked really hard integrating it into the website so they can just go in and fill out little bars like you're kind of used to when you're doing online shopping and things like that. And it's going to look like that. And make it much easier. And then it's easier for us to adjust too if we just decide this is too much, we don't need this, or hey, we want that. Like when we added contingency funds to the application recently, that was something that I don't know if that made it into this or not, but you can absolutely take over the conversation from here because you did the heavy lift.
Contingent funding or alternate funding?
Contingency funding, we started to build in when we started asking people for dollar amounts. We required them to build in a contingency to their ask.
And another thing that's probably not gotten included in this, but if you can add, is expense for a sign, because sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and now we're trying to go back and fix that. So if in the budget line, I mean, it's part of the grant.
Yep.
But, you know, to have an expense line.
Could we have that just be stagnant, like already, like add an extra 250 or whatever it is that we need for the sign, that it will just automatically add it
It's
for
like
them?
5 to 7 grand.
Depends on the type of
That's
stuff.
a big sum.
I mean, that's, you know, right, but that's,
But we know the money will get turned back, so even if we
Right.
said 7 grand on every project, it comes back, right?
right,
So,
and that would be fine too, so that,
is that possible to just add, like, every starting application, 7 grand, because you know you have to sign?
Sure.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
okay.
So not that you've really thought about this or looking for more work to do.
So can I just say one thing?
Sure.
I just want to make it clear that what's on the website right now, which is not publicly accessible, is whatever was in the application back in March, I want to say.
Yeah.
When we completed this
Almost
project.
a year ago, yeah.
And if you did take a look at this, you'll see there's these CPA categories. We've nested it in such a way that only the relevant information pops up and then gets submitted. So you're not seeing a grant application that's 100 queries long. It's just the 10 that are relevant to the project you're submitting.
Because that was one of the problems with the old way, was it had pages and pages of, we don't need to know all that if this is a recreation project.
Yep.
It becomes
would-
a little bit more of a smart document as
I was
opposed.
very excited when I figured out how to do that.
Yep. Because,
So are we.
and the only question, and this is something down the road or whatever, is that, like, one of the things that we get asked a lot about is, like, when you talk about the CPA categories and what each one of those categories is defined as, not to add a definition, but at some point a link to the Massachusetts regulations on CPA so that you could look up the definitions of those. I don't know if that's, I'm trying to think, I mean like a simple link, not like add it to the form or anything, just something that, because,
The coalition has that little box that, is it this, yes, or is it this or is this, no.
Right.
And that really helps for people at a very high level.
right, and that's, I'm just saying.
There it is.
Yeah, but it's just, that is helpful, but yeah, I'm just thinking really easy, just a lot of state stuff has.
But we can certainly do that. Under each header, we can add a little blurb of text, so we can add something that points them in that direction
Right.
and link to it. I think one of the benefits of doing a form like this, as opposed to the old pen and paper, is it's fluid. So if in 2 years you decide you want to add or take something away, it's very simple to do it.
Yeah.
Everything on the back end of the website is based on modules, and it's drag and drop and formatting it to look the way you want it to.
I also think we need to think through a little bit more about adding a $7,000 amount to every project, because not every project is going to warrant a $7,000 sign. I mean, we just had Amy Berry here. We're not going to put a $7,000 sign.
Could it be
out
like
for
a
that.
button to add, like, do you need a sign? And then, no, because it's a sign, it's,
I don't think they know that. I think
Oh.
we know that.
but we, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm not sure the best way to do it. But I'm not opposed to
So you don't want to sign on the outside the vault for the clerk's office?
Well, what about the weights and measures closet? That didn't warrant a $7,000 sign.
But a little plaque,
A
right?
little plaque, that's not gonna
Yeah.
cost $7,000.
No, I hear you.
But as Colleen said, the money gets turned back, and with the first application, there typically are revisions between the application and the final approval. Those numbers get tweaked, so that can get tweaked down.
So maybe you
If it
just
needs-
add it without a dollar amount, and then we add it when we review it with them.
So,
Sure.
and so that just leads to another question as far as like, this is online, you submit it, it goes someplace. And then what if they need to update it? How does that, like we were just talking about, adding information or whatever?
Yep, so there are two options there. So one, it's currently set up that when somebody submits this form, it goes directly to the CPC admin as well as to everybody on the board. Additionally, if somebody is logged in to the website, there is a little button up here to save their progress. And I believe they can go back into the form, make revisions, and resubmit.
Okay, and then,
And I can verify that.
Yeah.
If the committee would feel
and
more
again,
comfortable with that.
this is, when you put something like this together and we're asking these type of questions, it means you've done a good job. Because it's like kind of the next step. Can we do this type of thing?
But I think having a sign button in there for someone to check off if they think it needs a sign is a good idea, because then when it comes to the committee can review that decision, and if they didn't check it and the committee thinks they should, that we can add the
We can have a
appropriate
one
amount
line
in.
defining it too, like, is this a, project, and give an example of,
Yeah, it just doesn't have to include an amount at that point. When we review it, then
Yeah.
we could say, all right, this is gonna need a big sign. Let's
But
add
the idea
$100,000.
of having this concept of a sign in front of them and us is a good one. Because
to
Agreed.
prompt all of the
sometimes we
conversation.
forget.
Agreed.
Yep,
Okay, sorry, you're not getting very far. We're
I
having
know.
a lot of questions.
We're chatty.
Oh, I think this is at the point where it's good to have this conversation of what do you want tweaked, what do you want to see if it can do, and then potentially get it out before your next round of applications, or
Yeah, I'd
What-
love to
whatever
make
the
this
committee is
live as
comfortable
soon
with.
as possible.
So these boxes, like it says project name, and it looks like maybe it's 30 characters. Could it, if you keep typing, will it keep going like 60 characters, or does it only will it only fit in that little box?
it will
Will it,
it will continue on. And I remember that because for the brief project summary you see there, we were able to expand the size
because
of the box.
that's more important, because I think that the project name probably won't be so long, but it could be, the
Customize it
summary
right there.
could be more lengthy, but typically they're not.
I'm wondering,
Just, you don't want to have, I don't want to pinch somebody if they feel like it needs to be long.
But there's also pull-down thing. at the
yeah, I'm just
bottom
noticing
corner.
that too, in the corner. Does that mean that that one's
Or does it
expandable
scroll?
and the other ones aren't?
Because it could be that size, and as long as it scrolls, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yep, you can expand it.
It,
That,
it will scroll
what about
too.
the others, because they don't have that same.
Scroll, yep.
The other ones do not, like the project named, project location, because those are smaller cells on the back end. We can always change those.
But they're typically, they're not excessively long, but it's like to know that the summary has additional space, that's a good thing.
So I'm gonna ask this mostly in jest, but is it easy to add AI to this when it goes to submit to ask the applicant questions that we might ask ahead of time? I'm assuming that's not easy, but
So
it's part of my.
I would caution on that as far as folks that I know in the public realm. The biggest problem with AI is not what it can do in all the analysis. It's putting people's information out on the web. So the security part of it, and if someone's filling out something and putting in data, do you really want to share it with the world?
It could tell you something wrong, too.
Yeah.
Well, every application is public record for us, so too. So that's the other side of it.
It's
But
just- yeah.
the point for me is I don't think it's easy, and it's probably not worth investing in right now. But I am in the dealing with AI and security space with my job right now too. So it's kind of a top of mind thing to
Yeah.
say out loud.
We also don't have AI on the website, and I don't think there's a big push to add it.
No,
It will
personally,
happen.
I would feel uncomfortable if I found out somebody filled out a project application and then AI said whatever AI did, and we don't get access to whatever AI told them or didn't tell them to do, and that could
Oh no, yeah,
add
it's
problems more than solve them. You know what I mean?
like I said, mostly a joke, and it will just sign up with anything that does it because it costs money in some way, whether no matter which venue it is. So, like I said, mostly a joke, but just a thought.
Does everybody feel, so I know I sent this out, each committee member had access to this since, I don't know, the spring. Everybody could go through and do a test run if they wanted to. Do we feel comfortable enough with it at this point to get it launched for the spring applications? Because I do think it's going to take a couple rounds of this for us to tweak it. It's not going to be, I think it's very close to perfect, if it isn't perfect, but maybe we'll learn something each cycle to say, oh, we would like this better, you know what I mean? Or we didn't like that or whatever.
I don't see why not.
And then just direct, but then we'd have to do a social media push, a website push to tell everyone that this is how they're doing it now, especially people who've applied, like, the town clerk, not this particular one, but people who've applied for projects before, they're used to doing it one way. We got to make sure we're messaging this well as educating Beth on how to do this, because this is going to fall into your lap on updating it and things like that. And
As far as accessing it, though, it's the same. They're going to go to our page on the website. And,
yeah,
so.
Yeah.
And then there's a database that saves it, and
Yep, so
And then-
everybody will get a copy of the submitted form, and then it's also cataloged on the website.
Yeah.
So if you lose the email or something like that, we can always send you another copy.
So it gets put on our website.
It goes to the back end of the website. They're not public facing.
Okay.
Right.
And so is there an easy, so Beth could click something or do something to say, okay, move it from the back to the front so that there's a list so that people can see, rather there's not another manual shift from back to front so that once we discuss these at a meeting, then it is
so
available.
I also think there's a difference, like in kind of what Justin was saying, is you're creating a database.
Mhm.
So as far as putting things on the website, you could just say, here's the last, I'm gonna make an exaggeration, last 20 years of CPC applications. Here's the ones that went ahead, here's completed. And again, it's a database, so it's what's in here. So there's some additional work that may be done, but the first thing is you're creating the data. And then as time goes on, to your point, if you want to say in any particular, fiscal year, you have so many things out there, outstanding things, you should be able to use this as a basis to fill out those type of things.
But I think to John's point, like, we already have that list, like 22 spring, 23 fall, 23.
Right.
So like, will it be easy to just already continue what we're doing, or is it going to create a new?
I would say you need to look at that and be very critical of how it's going to work. You just want to don't keep something that someone had to do manually or whatever, because that's how you've already done it. So the question is this an opportunity, and I don't know the answer to this, is this an opportunity to make life easier in the future? And by spending the time to doing this and kind of having, a database, hopefully then it's, at some point, it's like, okay, Beth can hit these 3 numbers and it comes up automatically, gets double checked and that type of thing. So,
Yeah,
Because-
just to kind of echo and expand on what Sandy was saying, is from my mind is, I think having this in the website live is going to be a net win for applicants. It'll be easier to fill out. There'll be less questions that don't really apply to them. It'll be easier for us to review applications because we won't have a giant, packet of multiple pages of things that are, for example, open space when it's nothing that's open space at all. So that'd be a net win. As far as publishing it, yeah, there might be a way to take this and directly publish it. But either way, we're going to need a PDF/packet for our public meetings. And those are going to be publicized anyway in some way. So having the existing process as far as our meetings and publication to the website work is probably going to be enough for us to move forward with this. But there may be a option, even almost right away, that will save Beth or an admin time and get this published directly, that kind of thing. But our existing process, I feel like, is enough to not need to worry about that, and we have the improvement to applicants
Because
and us.
with the hard copies that get scanned or emailed, they are put in our meeting packet, and that has helped me in 2 very important ways. One, it's where it's T2 or 5, whatever it
CP3,
is,
whatever, yeah.
CP3, and then and a report, so that all
Yep.
that stuff, I could just go back to the packet and click on and get the information I needed. So
Packets are great. love
it's
packet.
that was a big help this past year.
If we are going to put this out on the website for the spring applications, I think we should include instructions about saving it so that they can update it later, because oftentimes they need to. We tell them to.
That's good. Yeah, good idea.
Any other
Great. Thank you, William, for putting that together.
concerns?
My pleasure.
It's the greatest Christmas gift ever.
I would say if you can,
The chart is red and green,
Yeah.
so it's on theme.
It is, yeah.
to send to ever, I don't know if this needs to be in the packet, like, because we talked about it, does this need to be?
What do you mean? A link to the
a link?
website?
Right, once this is on the website, it's on the website. so
Correct.
it's- But do we still need to include this kind of information, the format, because we talked about it tonight?
I think the packet's already out for tonight, right? But maybe in the minutes, just referencing it with a link to the town website should cover that. And then just doing a big social media push or website push, like I know you do like on the front page, like news or whatever, like guess what, new integrated application or whatever, just getting it out there that this is happening in other ways. But I don't think we need to put it in the packet for tonight. I think we're going to be okay.
yeah, the only last thing I would say is making sure it's accessible, and there's a lot of ways of doing that to make sure, and whether,
Yep.
those type of things, those are usually baked into stuff and whether it's another language or something like that, so that type of stuff. But
Thank you so much for doing
Okay.
all this.
So, William, just to ask, is there anything you need from this committee to move forward with this, like a official vote, anything in particular, just to call it out?
I don't
know.
I don't know if an official vote is needed. There seems to be some edits, which I can apply, and then I can send the link out to the entire committee. And we can push it live from there if there are no
Yeah.
big hangups.
Okay.
I don't think it's so much edits, it's just the advancement of continuing to always look at it and make
Yeah.
it better.
Because
Yeah.
I think
Little
ideally,
tweaks here and
like,
there.
that we would have this live January 2nd.
Yeah. Yep.
so that.
Even if it went live a little early for us to be tweaking and, do a test application and see what we,
Well, I didn't want to push you time-wise. I know Christmas is going to be pushing everybody, but it'll be here quickly. But, as soon as we can get back to you, then you can finish, or if you send it to us.
Yep.
After you've made your changes, then if people don't, give them 5 days to respond. If they don't, get back to Beth, that we've accepted it as good, and then I'd communicate with you to say, please, add this to our, website.
I think that's perfect, and I will plan to get the updated copy out to everybody sometime next week,
Sounds good.
if that timeline works.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
It'd be interesting just to do a quick test and just take a previous, a past year application and try to put that into this
Yeah.
and see, is there any hiccups, or it makes it easier, or is there something that doesn't have to be there? I don't know.
I will say just to that point, so this application has already been used twice.
Okay.
Once by the Affordable Housing Trust for their 10% request, and then Evan Broussard used it for the land acquisition at the most recent town meeting. So I can also forward the example, the submitted forms that we got to the committee, just so it's at the top of
Yep.
everybody's inbox, if you'd like.
Sure.
all right.
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Excellent.
Thanks for classing up the place with your suit.
Really.
I figured I was going to be in front of such an illustrious body. I should probably wear a tie.
Oh, yeah.
Very sure.
Me and my sweats? Yeah.
If there's nothing else, thank you for your time, and we'll
Thank
talk to everybody soon.
Okay, appreciate it.
I'm
Thank you.
going to duck out. Goodbye.
Okay, good night.
Groove there, Chief.
Happy holidays. Merry
I will
Christmas.
say there's no Affordable Housing Trust update. We haven't met since the forum in November, but there was a lot of CPC discussions. So if you guys feel free to discuss the forum.
Okay,
Thank you.
great, thank you. And if anything good comes up, send me a text. I shall. Sometimes I see Caroline at the bus. She adds along to her. Okay. Minutes.
I move the committee approve the minutes for, what dates do I have out here? For October 20th, 2025 and November 6th, 2025.
Second.
I have a motion to approve October 20th and November 6th minutes. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh,
Roll call.
I can't do that.
Yeah,
Can't
roll
do
call,
that. Jan,
Aye.
Kristen,
Aye.
Sandy,
Yes.
Ken,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Justin.
Aye.
Declared the motion passed unanimously.
Did you say, did you vote?
Aye.
Never says.
I don't ever vote.
You do have a vote.
Treasurer's report.
Okay, coming up. I need to share a file. Let me get that going. Okay. Here it is. Okay, the treasurer's report coming in. There it is. Okay, so we're going to go through the 2026 current year briefly, and then we'll look for 2027. So in 2026, there's only two changes here. One is,
And the screen is 2027 still.
okay, 2026. There's only two changes here. One is in the, here we go. The marked here in the highlight down below, it's the Article 5 of the last town meeting. It was the-
Line number.
It's line number 25. And it is the Providence Road purchase. It's $455,000. And it came out of the undesignated fund all in one swoop. The other change is that we got our actual state match number on line 34. and it's $120,000. It was a little bit more than we had projected back this time a year ago, $9,700 more. And so on line 30, you can see the well, on line 30, you can see the $120,000 added in the orange highlight, and it comes up in the row E there as the addition. So what that did was it changed the available funds moving into 2027 fiscal year down by $455,000 and then up by $9,700. So the $459,000 that you see on line 39 rolls into the next year as the initial undesignated fund. So moving into 2027, there's, in fact, Justin and I got together a couple of nights ago, and we went through all of these models. And Justin was looking over my shoulder metaphorically and helping to correct my keystroke mistakes as I made them. So we went through and we did the CPC budget, as it's called, and we estimated the revenue on line 1 for fiscal 2027 by the formula of raising the closed 2005 number by 2.5% twice. And that comes up with $748,000 as our estimated CPA surcharge. Customarily, we just use the same match percentage from the year we just received, which was 16.9% of the 2025 number. And so that's it. We use $20,000 for interest customarily, and then that gives us $891,000. And down below that, you see the three 10% reserves, and the customary $24,000 for the administrative reserve. And so doing the arithmetic on that, that gives us a fiscal 2027 budgeted reserve amount of $600,054. And so that's what's going to be on the article that makes the reserve in the spring. And these numbers may change a little because well, Justin and I did them using the formulas, and we will run them by Mary Loria when the time comes.
Okay.
But that's, that's pretty much what they're going to be. And so that's that. And on line 20, you can see the money coming in from the undesignated reserve, the undesignated fund balance coming in from the sum of what was there the year before. Now, like I said, there's going to be corrections on revenue upward, corrections on interest, usually upward, and any closeouts will add to that number. And so what we're seeing is that the funds available for any purpose next year are now projected to be just over $1 million. Below that, in the reserves, in the blue tinted areas, you see that there's the two bond payments. We're now making the 18th of 20 payment for the Pell Farm bond, and that's $55,000 this coming year. And then the One Grafton Common is making the 12th payment, and that'll be $71,000. You see that in lines 46 and 47. And customarily, we have been transferring the 10% reserve to the Affordable Housing Trust, but that's just the custom. And if we continue that, this is where it'll come from. So with all those commitments that we are aware of made and against the estimated revenue, it still leaves $1,250,000 for anything that may come before us. Any questions?
No, looks good.
Starting on a good place.
Considering we spent a whole lot of money at the last minute in October. But
Well, the good news was we had it.
any questions? I'd like to entertain a motion to accept
So moved.
the minutes of the treasurer's report.
And I'd like to thank Justin for following along and learning how all this works.
Yeah, no problem. I've been eager to learn and be a good backup for that. I still need you to send the extra Excel sheets for the bond stuff and everything, but that can.
Look in your inbox.
Oh, I didn't have it when I looked like an hour ago,
Okay,
but
so
maybe I missed it.
I have a motion to accept the treasurer's
Yes.
report. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Whoop, can't do that. Jan,
Aye.
Kristen,
Aye.
Sandy,
Yes.
Ken,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
John, I, Justin,
Aye.
unanimous. How's that? I voted. Okay. Moving on to project updates. Anything you want to add to the town archives?
No, I think we all know where it stands. She will know better whether or not the existing funds will be sufficient for what she plans next, or whether she needs to come up with another application once she's had a chance to discuss it with Green Dragon. So I'm sure we'll be hearing shortly.
Okay, good. Historic gravestones, I don't have anything. 95 North Street, Kristen, we've been paying a lot of bills. I think they must be making a lot.
I was going to say, I've been approving some of the bills, and they're punching it out right
There's
now.
another one right here that we just approved for.
Yeah.
Sandy, has Leah given you an update at any of your conservation meetings? Because I asked Adam and he's been really busy with the Grafton Celebrates the Holidays, so he was deferring to Leah to give updates on exactly where they were in the progress. I know there's only a few bills left, but
Yeah.
do you have any?
Sure. So based on the last set of invoices, and whenever Leah sends me any invoices, I always ask who's gone out and checked it and so forth. And so it gets checked by the town and everything. And they're in the punching out stage. So basically everything's in, but now they're going through at the last steps and they have to punch it out. So it's soon. I don't have a date on it, but it's the majority of the project is completed.
Good.
When was it ultimately done? 'Cause I know they had to scale back.
They did, but they, God, I should
It was on
know.
that pavilion that they were able to save a lot of money by
They
either
did a,
prefab or
it's a
something.
prefab, yeah, it's a prefab kit type of thing.
Did they have both trails? Because they were going to have a short, accessible loop, and then there was going to be a bigger loop.
Everything I've seen is on the shorter loop. I'll check on that, so that, yeah.
The
I-
expense on the larger one would be much less because it's.
Oh, they were going to
it's a trail.
change the routing so that it didn't go through wetlands, or there was something that.
Right, there was part of
there were a
that.
couple of
There's
tweaks.
also a lot that the DPW did, so that, that was a big part of it, so.
I'm excited to walk it.
Yeah.
So every time I go by, it's
Every single time I get an invoice, it's like, I gotta get over there,
finished.
yeah. So,
So, well, there's 100 grand we just paid tomorrow, so that's
Yep.
another big hit. So I think we're getting really close.
yes, based on that, it's, when you look at the percentages, it's,
Right,
they're closing it out, yeah.
good.
Probably this spring before they do a ribbon cutting. And
Probably, yeah.
I would say, Kristen, that we're not talking about Ferry Street. Am I right, Ferry Street? They didn't invite us to the ribbon cutting. Not, CPC was not included.
Yeah, I talked to Adam about that, so he apologized. They'll definitely give you a heads up for this project.
And I think that also needs to be in the application. I mean, those kind of publicity, photographs, grand openings, ribbon, that needs to be publicized, and it needs to be publicized that we provided either some, most, or all of the funding, and that we are invited. You know, we don't need an engraved invitation, but we need to at least know about it. So that, and somebody should have been there. I don't know, were you able to go?
No, I didn't.
Because it was during the day. I mean, if you're working, you probably can't go, but if there is somebody that could represent us, you know, not everybody is, you know, is available, but if there is somebody that could go, that would be, you know, a good thing to have somebody from CPC at these type of events.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Jack's not here, so we won't have an update on the Riddle assistance. Any update on Cisco? Justin, I'm sure, again.
No,
Riddle-
nothing. I haven't reached out to Ray in the last like 2 months anyway, so I'll probably reach out if I can remember with all that's going on this month before our next meeting. But if not, I'll reach out early next year. With the cold and everything else, I doubt there's much going on right at the moment.
Because if nothing else, just to find out what they're doing, to kind of,
Yes.
we know what's coming, that our piece of the project will be coming soon, but just to kind of know where they are and what they're doing, because
Yep.
that
The
would,
last I had heard from Ray was in August on this front, and you had that email too, John, where basically she said that they'll have pictures when they're that far along, and she said likely mid-September, but I never reached back out to her,
okay,
but since then, so.
okay, all right. Congo Church exterior,
I have not heard anything from them since the last time I gave an update. I didn't have an opportunity to reach out to them before the meeting.
and I have talked to people, so I would say this is unofficial, but I think it's people that know, because I think one of them was Rob,
Yeah.
that they did, I don't know if they actually have a contract signed, but the Unitarian Society contractors will be doing, it seems like, the steeple part of the project.
Yeah.
And maybe some more, but they do have that lined up, so that, and then they also said, which is something that's on my list, that I need to make sure that we can extend the sunset, that it is not, it's a new enough project, because the sunset extension is by us rather than town
I
meeting.
believe it is for this one, yeah.
And the same thing for Hassanesset Woods Bridges project.
Excuse me.
That needs to get added back on here. Because they still had another bridge to do. They did one last fall or last spring, and that they did have another one that's in the works. And that I think is going to need a sunset extension as well.
The last time I had heard from Andy on this, he told me that we're trying to secure the UUSGU's carpenter for that. So,
That happened.
So what you're saying goes
Yeah.
along with what I know they were trying to do. So my expectation then is they'll be hitting the ground running.
And it
in
would
the
be
spring.
springtime.
So for next meeting, I'll
Yeah.
have an
Okay.
update on that.
Baseline reports on Robinson. Any updates?
It's complete,
Complete?
paid for, check cashed, cleared.
Okay. Did they send us a report? Yes, if you
I
can
don't know, the report went to the Conservation
have them
Commission.
email us a copy. if you
It's
could.
thick.
Well, just email it, so that it gets put in the
Okay. I'll have them do that.
website, whatever, for somebody if they want to read it. Okay. All the new business, Affordable Housing Trust update.
Before you jump on,
Sorry.
you didn't ask about UUSGU. So they have completed the project. Everyone's been paid, so we can close it out. I don't know what the balance is that's left. I'd be interested in knowing.
I thought we got that number to you a month or so. You had asked earlier.
Yeah, because we thought last month. that
It
they
seems
would
like it
close
was
but
a
just
fair
confirmed.
amount of money.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
So, I'll have that for the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay. a few of us attended the Affordable Housing Trust update, Affordable Housing Trust workshop seminar.
I was
You were
sick, I'm
there, I
sorry.
think-
You were glad I wasn't.
I think Jack was
I
there,
appreciate that.
Colleen was there, I think Justin was there. I don't know if anybody else was there, but one of their speakers wasn't able to attend, but it worked out. I talked to Amber, she said, in terms of the timing, that made it even work better because then it still finished, I don't know if it was 8 o'clock or 8:30, because if they had a whole nother speaker, it would have gone on another half an hour longer. But there was a lot of good information, a lot of good questions that I heard, that affordable housing issues aren't just issues of affordable housing, it's also state regulations and costs. And there were real estate people there, and they were saying, there's certain things that the government is requiring that's adding, tens of thousands of dollars to each time, for each unit. So I thought that was good, but it was a good conversation by the various people that were there. Justin, do you have any comments?
I wasn't actually at the Affordable Housing Trust. I was at the EDC one. I think that
Oh, I don't know.
That happened recently.
You were there. I would have sworn you were there. You should have said, "Oh yes, it was wonderful."
It's very educational.
Yes. And they had good speakers. It was a good event. CPA project signs. I need to meet again with, I can't even remember her name, Sunshine Sign, regarding the couple of signs that we need to have installed and the sign that needs to be replaced for South Grafton Elementary's playground that was stolen. And then the last Lake Wildwood land purchase, no update, that's still in legal limbo. So, anything else? Anybody?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second?
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. Jan,
Aye.
Kristen,
Aye.
Sandy,
Yes.
Ken,
All right.
Paul,
Aye.
John, I, Justin.
I
Declare the motion carried. We are adjourned at 7:51.